Welcome to this Armada podcast produced in association with Silvus Technologies. The modern electromagnetic battlespace is becoming more distributed, more mobile and more lethal. The ability of the warfighter to communicate and share data to achieve decision dominance is paramount. To do this, resilient and robust communication networks that thrive in the presence of advanced electronic warfare are mission critical. With me today is Jimi Henderson, Silvus Technologies Vice President of Sales. He joins us to talk about how Silvus is advancing warfighter capabilities with new and uniquely integrated MANET radio solutions, inhabited and uninhabited systems teaming, and LPI, LPD and Anti-Jamming resiliency capabilities that deliver spectrum dominance with secure and protected communications at the tactical edge. Jimi, great to have you with us. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, Thomas. It's great to be back.
So, Jimi, could you tell us how Silvus Streamcaster MANET radios create massively scalable mesh networks, providing data connectivity to the warfighter operating at the tactical edge?
Well, Silvus, to start, is a 20-year-old company. In fact, we're having our 20th birthday this summer. I've been along for the past 12 years, and it's been an amazing ride. But we have deep roots in DARPA-funded research. And it was around the time that I came on board that the company spun off some of that research into a commercial product line that we know today as the Streamcaster family of radios. Since then, those radios have been adopted worldwide by defense, government, and public safety customers, all for the purpose of delivering connectivity to the tactical edge where it would otherwise be difficult. These radios are software-defined radios, which means the code or the waveform inside the radios was developed by Silvus. And it has been custom tuned really to deliver against the challenges that are faced by the warfighter, namely, delivering data over long range in austere environments, high mobility, and coping with jamming and interference. What makes the radio special, again, is the waveform. We developed the waveform from the ground up. It's known as Mobile Networked MIMO or MN-MIMO, and it's a proprietary blend of COFDM and mobile ad hoc networking and MIMO antenna techniques. And through this waveform, we've been able to deliver reliable connectivity in places which were previously impossible.
Can you tell us how Silvus' product line is evolving to meet the emerging use cases of today's warfighter?
Core of the product line is a line of radios known as Streamcaster. There are several models ranging from the smallest, which is the Streamcaster Lite 4200. It's a 1-watt, 2x2 MIMO radio, all the way up to the largest and most capable, which is the Streamcaster 4400, which is a 4x4 MIMO radio. Across these models, we have different power levels and different form factors available depending on what your mission requires. So for example, the Streamcaster 4400 is available in a 20-watt version, which is suitable for those really long-range applications such as air-to-ground or vehicular applications where maximum performance is required. We've also got handheld variants. We've got variants that can be installed into UAVs. So it's really quite a robust and comprehensive product family that extends to both ends of the spectrum to meet a range of mission needs. We've also recently been focused on developing system-level solutions. So we don't want to be thought of anymore as just a radio provider, but rather a solutions provider. Some evidence of that is the dock Streamcaster, which integrates our radio into a chest mount assembly for dismounted use. So this reduces the burden of the operator by eliminating unnecessary cables and provides them with a streamlined kit to deliver situational awareness directly from the rig of their chest. We've got another product introduction known as the Prism, which is a sectorized antenna array, which is paired with our Streamcaster 4400 radios. What's unique about Prism is it uses directional antennas to deliver very long range. But since we're building an array of these antennas, we can also provide 360-degree coverage. So Prism is an example where we took a customer's requirements in the U.S. Army and we custom tailored a subsystem solution around those requirements to deliver against their performance in a case where there is nothing on the market that could currently meet those requirements. Another product evolution has been where we've taken our Streamcaster 4200 radio and we've integrated it into what we call a drop-in module form factor. So this drop-in module includes a flanged assembly that can be very easily integrated into a UAV or a UGV. We provide connectors and cable interfaces that make it really easy for an OEM to integrate. In fact, a lot of our customers have been able to drop this module directly into their platform and replace their existing MIMO radio without using any real engineering effort whatsoever. And then lastly, I talked about our flagship models. We actually have a new product, which we're going to be announcing later this spring, known as the Streamcaster Lite 5200. It is intended to address the needs of the small UAS market. Silvus has built a pretty strong reputation in the Group 2 and Group 3 UAS market. We've been able to deliver anti-jam resilience and reliable connectivity for these larger platforms. But up until now, the size of our radios has been prohibitive for the smaller platforms, such as loitering munitions and small UAS. And so we're now rounding out the bottom end of our product portfolio with the Streamcaster Lite 5200, which is intended to address those smaller platforms.
Let's talk about the flexibility of MANET radios to create system of systems combining satellite communications and troposcatter technologies for tiered and layered beyond line of sight capabilities.
MANET in general, it's a great tool to provide local area connectivity for assets that are operating out at the tactical edge. In some cases, the MANET can be augmented to support beyond line of sight applications through the use of airborne relays. And we're starting to see this in abundance in the US and also abroad. In fact, we've demonstrated twice now the ability to connect a stratospheric balloon at a distance of 300 miles. So with a coverage area like that, you're really able to take the local area network provided by the MANET and extend that out to a much broader range to support a variety of assets. But even with a MANET that can scale to such a large bubble, customers are increasingly looking at MANET as just being one piece of a larger puzzle to enable Joint All-Domain Command and Control, or JADC2. In this sort of architecture, customers are using our radios, our MANET radios, alongside other transport types to include SATCOM, troposcatter, and public networks. The idea being to create a heterogeneous network that combines the Silvus MANET for the last mile tactical edge connectivity, as well as one of these backhaul technologies for first mile connectivity. This sort of architecture is facilitated by Silvus's unique WAN backbone capability. We call it Stream Connect, and it is able to provide you with the ability for clusters of Silvus mesh users to connect to one another over a WAN connection. Again, whether that be through SATCOM, public internet, or any other type of cloud connection, these clusters can be connected together and join seamlessly into a global ad hoc network spanning essentially the entire globe.
How can secure and protected communications be made scalable to operational tempo?
Yeah, so security and resilience is becoming more and more critical to our customers. And as a result of that, Silvus has rolled in a host of new features into our new Streamscape 5 firmware, which was announced just a couple months ago. One of those new features is FIPS 140-3 Level 2 encryption. This is the latest security standard from NIST for encryption on networks. Silvus was the first vendor out of the gate to implement FIPS 140-3 and to take our radios through certification testing. We've also implemented some new anti-jam and resilience features. In my mind, the most exciting of which is the combination of our interference avoidance and interference cancellation capabilities. So this takes MAN-IA and MAN-IC and combines them into a feature we call MAN-IAC. With MAN-IAC, the radio will first seek to avoid interference. So it looks at a variety of channels that are available to it within the spectrum, and it'll automatically select the cleanest channel for its use. On top of this, it also then applies eigenbeam nulling even in that channel of operation, so that if there's even a small amount of interference presence in the channel, it's able to clean that interference out and provide you with a more robust signal and higher data rates as a result. In terms of scalability, the interference cancellation component of that is highly scalable. In fact, there's no fundamental limit to the scalability. So whether you're deploying a single drone link or you're deploying maybe a platoon or a company or maybe even up to a battalion of soldiers, MAN-IC can be used to protect the entire force against jamming and interference. A few other features in our Streamscape 5 portfolio include improved beamforming and some other enhancements to our routing and scalability. Streamscape 5 is available today as a free download for our existing customers as well as our new customers. So I encourage everyone to log into our support portal and check it out.
What are the best approaches from a communications perspective to achieve spectrum dominance and overmatch?
The nature of warfare is changing dramatically right in front of our eyes. So gone are the days of fighting low-tech adversaries. In any future fight, especially against any near-peer adversary, we're going to find that spectrum superiority is not necessarily guaranteed. There is an ever-growing need for more IP data. We're seeing more sensors scattered across the battlefield. We're seeing a need to connect more of our assets for command and control. And MANET technology is a tool that a lot of folks are turning to provide that connectivity for voice, video, and data out at the tactical edge. The problem is this is a cat and mouse game. So your adversaries are keen to that. They know that you're reliant on these communications networks to execute your missions. And electronic warfare has become a predominant mode of trying to disrupt those kill chains. So there's been heavy investment recently within the US and amongst its allies to update their tactical radios for resilience against this type of electronic warfare. So Silvus has responded with our spectrum dominance package, which has been purpose-built to address these challenges. Spectrum dominance is an expansive suite of LPI and LPD and AJ capabilities that allow the radios to thrive in contested environments. It utilizes a layered approach for LPD and AJ, forcing an adversary to penetrate all of these layers of defense to disrupt communications. So our spectrum dominance package has been widely adopted by numerous US and allied programs and the US Army. This includes the Integrated Tactical Network, the Integrated Battle Control System, and the Sustainment Transport System. The Marine Corps has already adopted the spectrum dominance package in its Networking on the Move program. And we have various others, joint and allied forces worldwide, who have implemented various aspects of our spectrum dominance capabilities. So as we look ahead, our current focus is on the integration of these capabilities. We're applying artificial intelligence and machine learning to provide a cognitive radio that responds to environmental inputs with the most optimal combination of tools to meet the mission needs.
Jimmy, it's been great learning more about the important work of you and your colleagues at Silvus Technologies. Thank you very much for joining us.
It's my pleasure, Thomas. I appreciate you keeping up with us. Some of our most exciting advancements are still yet to come. So I hope you'll continue to follow along as we continue to pioneer the future of tactical edge networks.
We will certainly be doing that. And don't forget, if you'd like to learn more about Silvus Technologies, do please visit their website at silvustechnologies.com. That's all we have time for. Thanks very much for listening.